As we may know, hate crimes have always been around. In 2012, the FBI released hate crime statistics, and there were 5,790 single bias incidents. Of these, 48.3% were motivated by racial biases. Of the 3,968 hate crime offenses classified as crimes against persons in 2012, simple assaults accounted for 39.6%, intimidation accounted for 37.5%, and aggravated assault for 21.5%. 10 murders and 15 forcible rapes were reported as hate crimes. There were 2,547 hate crime offenses classified as crimes against property. The majority of these, 74.8%, were acts of destruction, damage, vandalism, robbery, burglary, larceny, theft, motor vehicle theft, arson, and other offenses accounted for the remaining 25.2%. Of the 5,331 known offenders, 54.6% were white and 23.3% were black. The race was unknown for 11.5%, and the other races accounted for the remaining offenders. Most hate crime incidents, 32.6%, occurred in or near homes. Over 18%, 18.3%, occurred on highways, roads, alleys, or streets. 8.3% occurred at schools or colleges. 5.7% happened in parking lots or drop lots or garages, and 4.1% took place in churches, synagogues, temples, or mosques. The location was considered other or unknown for 12.8% of the hate crime incidents. The remainder of the hate crime incidents took place at the other specified or multiple locations. U.S. Representative Bobby Rush wore a hoodie during a speech on the House floor on Wednesday in Washington, D.C. to deplore the killing of Florida teenager Trayvon Martin.
A hula. The Bible teaches us, Mr. Speaker, in the book of Micah 6:6-8,
the member will suspend.
These words,
the member will
these words, he has shown.
Racism has been around for ages, and it continues to be an ongoing issue. I will be showing you a clip from Associated Press showing racist remarks from Minnesota State Representative Pat Garofalo.
Let's be honest. 70% of teams in NBA could fold tomorrow and nobody would notice a difference, with possible exception of increase in street crime.
U.S. President Barack Obama said on Friday that recent incidents in Ferguson and Missouri, as well as the Eric Gardner case in New York, are helping grow awareness about persistent racial divide in the United States. I've exported the clip. Please take a second to watch.
The gap between income and wealth of white and black America persists, and we've got more work to do on that front. I've been consistent in saying that this is a legacy of a troubled racial past, Jim Crow and slavery. That's not an excuse for black folks, and I think the overwhelming majority of black people understand it's not an excuse. They're working hard, they're out there hustling and trying to get an education and trying to send their kids to college, but they're starting behind oftentimes in the race. And what's true for all Americans is we should be willing to provide people a hand up, not a handout, but help folks get that good early childhood education, help them graduate from high school, help them afford college.
About purposeful discrimination. How do you explain 0 for 23 in the 23 seasons of this show? How do you explain no Hispanic, no Asian American, no African American lead roles on this show? They can't explain it. And the ripple effect of that form of discrimination is very powerful in this country.
There are many subtle forms of racial discrimination. These just happen to be a couple of them.